Welcome back to Season 46 of the P2 London Ultimate Series, and today we're at Phoenix Raceway. It is the final race of the round of 8 for the playoffs this season, and after this race we will know which 4 drivers will compete for the championship at Daytona. Nathaniel O'Hare will start on the pole for today's race. Tyler Jones will start alongside him. And there's one of our playoff contenders in row 2, Colin Francis, in the 8 car. He comes in right now in front of the pack other than Ryan Durrani. We'll get to him in a minute. 4,068 points he has under his belt. Let's take a look at the point standings as we head to the race here today at Phoenix. And I'm going to try to get the point standings here. Just give me about a moment. There we go. Anyway, Francis with 4,068 points under his belt currently, and Fitzwater currently has 4,065 points. Ormond 4,054. So they're in the 4 right now. We know that Ryan Durrani won last week at Martinsville to get himself into the championship 4, but John Andrews, JP Latar, Rich Roy, and Edith Cardozo are all looking to make it into the championship 4 by having a great race here today at Phoenix Raceway. So a lot can happen with those 4 drivers. We'll keep our eyes on them if they are competing for the race lead. But Colin Francis is going to start in row 2. Has one of the best seats in the house right now at the start of the race. JP Latar starts in row 3 alongside the other playoff contender, Edith Cardozo. And we mentioned Latar and Cardozo are both below the bottom or below the top 4. So they're getting good starts here inside the top 10, looking to really get the points in today's race. Try to make an impact. And we'll take a look at the rest of the starting lineup as we are about to get underway here at Phoenix. And Ryan Durrani, there he is. He is already in the championship 4 with the win at Martinsville. So we'll see what happens here in this race at Phoenix. And we'll see if anybody else will challenge him for the championship. Rich Roy, also among the drivers going for a spot in the championship 4. 14 car starts in the middle of the pack. And then we go through the rest. Nathan Ormond starts also in the middle as well. He's going to start on the outside, so a lot of work to be done. Zachary Fitzwater in good shape to make the championship 4, but he can't afford another terrible race. He had a really bad race at Martinsville last weekend with a blown engine. He blew an engine, and now he only earned a few points from that. So he's hoping that fortunes change here at Phoenix, and he gets a little bit more points for safety. Same for John Andrews. He needs a few more points to get into the championship 4. And I believe he is the lowest driver among the playoff drivers in the starting lineup. So a lot of work to be done for John Andrews, Zachary Fitzwater. But it's possible that those 2 can be in the championship 4 despite starting in the back in today's race at Phoenix. So Phoenix is going to run 94 laps. And we will have the first stage end on lap 23. And the second stage ends on lap 57. So we're about to go green as it's the 35th race of the season. It's the last race before we get to the championship round at Daytona. So strap yourselves in for a bumpy ride here down in Phoenix. Alright, we're about to get underway at Phoenix Raceway. Last time we went here, it was a crazy one. We'll see what happens when championship 4 spots are on the line today at Phoenix in our second trip at this track. So it's back to the blue walls after we ran with red walls early this season. So we're back in blue for the race right here. So here we go. The green flag is going to wave and we're underway back again at Phoenix. Connor Breen goes down the bottom for the lead on Nathaniel O'Hare. And here comes Latar going 3 wide. Here comes the 10. For the lead he goes. 47 trying to clear the 5 car. And there he goes, the 47 of Connor Breen takes the lead. Trying to clear the 5 car down the bottom. Here comes the 10. Latar trying to pick up the win to get in the championship 4. Stands below in the bottom of the 4. So he's trying to win and get himself in, or maybe earn a lot of stage points, and that could be enough for him to get in the championship 4. Lataro to the bottom, he goes to second place. trying to get a run into the dog leg. And now the 77 Marvila goes to third place. Not when Nathaniel O'Hare dropping back. He started on the pole, but has dropped way back on the outside lane. Things not looking too good for the 5 car. Somebody almost slipped up there. No, Rich Roy nearly got loose, but he's stuck in the middle, trying to make something happen. Trying to stay ahead of Alexander Rowe. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He's going to lose another position or two. And Rich Roy losing a couple points to earn right now to put himself in the championship 4. Rich Roy stands a little bit almost to the bottom of the rankings among those left in the playoffs. So he really needs a good day here today to keep his hopes alive, his title hopes alive. Edith Cardoza is running 4th. She is 8th among the drivers, the last driver in points currently in the standings. Cardoza looking to make something happen, trying to gain a big load of stage points and getting a good finish out of this race today to get herself in the championship 4. It is still doable for the 20 to make it to the championship 4 after starting 8th heading into today's race. Last chance for these drivers to make it into the championship 4, and they're going to try to give it all they got, leaving it all on the line here to make it into the championship 4, trying to win a championship at Daytona next weekend. Lattara right now, he's not going to be taking chances. I can imagine that Lattara is trying to stay inside the top 10 at least and try not to do something risky to cost his chance at a championship. He's going to try to stay above and maybe try to compete against the 47 if he does get enough of a run. Cardoza goes to 3rd. Moves up 1 spot, so I think Lattara might be thinking to try to make a move on Breton right now before Cardoza catches up and takes 2nd place away from Lattara. So these two are below the bottom 4, and it could be the start they needed to get back in contention to make it to the championship 4. But I'm sure Lattara would prefer a stage win. If he does get there, big points for him in hopes of getting him to the next round, in hopes of getting him to the championship 4. We'll see but Lattara is going to have to get by a former champion in Connor Breton. And we know that Connor Breton can win, and we know how well he can compete under pressure. Ryan Durrani is currently scored in 12th. I mean, the 45 car had won last week at Martinsville to get himself in the championship 4, so we know that Durrani will be going to compete for the championship. And now the 20 takes 2nd place. Cardoza just moved up to 2nd. Now she's closing in on the 47. See if she can get by Connor Breton. Edith Cardoza makes the move to 2nd place and is going to go for the lead on Connor Breton. Going to the bottom to see if she can find a way around him. Cardoza is trying to stick with the 47 down low. Trying to get a run on the bottom. Cardoza has the lead. Edith Cardoza in the lead now. Trying to get in the championship 4 with a win. Might need a win to get in. Maybe earn some stage points. Earns Big 10 stage points. It'll be huge for the 20 team. They need a miracle to get in the championship 4. And right now, 20 is starting to give them one. The 10 car goes into 3rd place. That's JP Lattara. Lattara going to try to get by Breen for 2nd place. And his eyes are set now on that 20. He knows he has to win to get in, maybe. Cardoza trying to win and get in. Those stage points could help them out, though. Maybe we could see both of them in the championship 4. It is possible that these two drivers can make the championship 4 based on where they finished here today at Phoenix. It's doable. Just putting it all out there. Third place is Ronald Marvila in the 77. Marvila gets by to third place, moves on up to the rankings, and now Marvila is trying to get the lead away. Connor Breen's dropped to fourth after leading a handful of the first couple laps. So far, not a single caution in stage 1, and that's probably what the drivers needed after we saw a wreck fest at Martinsville last week. But through the wreck fest, Durrani survived, led most of the laps. I think he led all but 11 laps in that race in Martinsville, and he was able to hang on for the win and get himself into the championship 4. Connor Breton, though, in third, trying to hang on to that position on Ronald Marvila. And now Nathaniel O'Hare is going to try to get back into contention now after dropping a few spots in the first couple laps. Cardozo's built up a lead. So the 20 has built up a gap over the 10 car of Lautaro, and huge for the 20 if she were to win the stage, would get 10 big points to add to her total as we count the points after the race at Phoenix. All to pursue a championship possibly at Daytona next weekend. And the 20 car could pull off one of the biggest comebacks we've seen in a long time in the Ultimate Series. Started off 8th in the points, heading into today at Phoenix, needing a lot of points to help out to just make the championship 4. Now Cardozo's in the lead. See if she can get some big points here today, as Clark McKee just went by Breen for third. So Clark McKee was in the playoffs, was eliminated early on, and he's trying to get back to a victory before the season's over. And Connor Breen has had a great season so far with, I believe, 2 wins under his belt. But Breton, though, he was eliminated in the playoffs early on, so Connor's looking for redemption as well. Same for Alexander Rowe. All these three, McKee, Breton, and Rowe, were in the playoffs early on and were eliminated. But they're all inside the top 5 trying for redemption or at least get another victory before the season's over. And we don't know if these drivers are going to stay in their rides or are going to be moving elsewhere, because there were probably going to be a lot of big moves to be made next season if these guys are going to return for another run at the championship. Liam Stewart there inside the top 10. He won at Bristol. So he didn't get off to a good start early on in the regular season. Wasn't able to win to get in the playoffs, but at Bristol he finally was able to win. Get a win for the 9 team. But it came that win came too little too late for him to get into the playoffs and be a championship contender. But we don't know if Liam will return next season and whether he'll stay in the same team and number or not. But the 43 just went by the 10 right there. That's for second place. So going to lose a stage point. Could be critical for the 10 if he wants to advance into the championship 4. But I'm sure he's thinking the long run. He's thinking about strategy. He's thinking about how to get by and get to the lead and possibly win to get in the championship 4. But like I said, Liam Stewart won a race in Bristol. The win came too little too late. But I'm sure he might be looking for an opportunity elsewhere next season if it opens up. And he's going to try again and maybe learn a lot from this season. Maybe we'll see him again next year. And maybe either in the same team or in a different team. But, well, we don't know yet. Only time will tell whether or not we'll see these drivers back again competing for a championship. Back in season 47, I believe, of the Ultimate Series. Stage 1's about to be complete. And Edith Cardozo is going to win the first stage against all odds. She came in 8th in the standings and is going to win the first stage. And that's 10 big points for the 20 team. That's going to be huge for her to get into the championship 4. She's going to try to hang on and win this thing. And if she wins, she's in the championship 4 no matter what. So Cardozo's hoping to hang on. He's got competitors behind her. And Cardozo has a win, only one win under her belt so far. That came at Sonoma. So we'll see if she can win again on the West Coast here at Phoenix, as drivers are making their way towards pit road to get their tires and fuel in before the start of stage 2. So we'll see who will come out first off pit road, who will lead us back to the restart. And I believe the stage points will be calculated right now. And among the playoff drivers that scored stage points as well, Lautaro scored 8 stage points, and I don't think any other driver earned stage points. McKee, Lautaro, JP, Breton, Rowe, Stewart, O'Hare, Marvilla, Leone, and Stringer in that top 10. So I think the 20 and the 10 were the only drivers in the playoffs to score stage points here in stage 1 at Phoenix. 20 car out of pit road first. Cardozo going to lead us back to the green flag. What a stop for the 9 car. 9 car just jumped up a few spots. And now he's running in second after pit stops. So what a stop for that 9, trying to get back into contention for the win. Anyway, stage 2, the restart's coming up next. We're coming to the green flag for the stage 2 restart. And it looks like a problem occurred with Nathan Ormond. He is 36th a lap down, and the 8 car also had a problem, so he's in the back of the pack. Those are 2 playoff contenders, and Francis comes in with a big cushion heading into the championship 4, but that cushion could be in danger of breaking if the 8 car is not able to gain a lot of positions before the race is over. And the 124 is a lap down, so a lot to overcome early on as the green flag waves back again at Phoenix. Cardozo in the lead, Alexander Rowe right behind her. Here he comes. Rowe's going for that lead. Down the bottom he goes, trying to clear the 20. Gets by the 20, clears her, and Rowe retakes the lead. The 54's out in front. And look at the run by Chris Leone. In third right now. Going to try to gain some ground. And Allison Rain inside the top 5 with 2 of her teammates battling for position. Here comes the 10 car of JP Lautaro trying to pick up big points. He did not have a good pit stop in stage 1, lost a couple positions. He's going to try to get it all back. On the bottom he goes. Lautaro takes the top 5 spot. He's going for 4th. Here he comes. 4th place, he's got him. He's got her. Sorry, he's got her. 10 car takes it into 4th. He's in 4th place. He's now gone 4th place now, gaining ground on the leaders, trying to pick up the stage points. Down the bottom now, John Andrews. Oh man, he's trying everything he can to gain some ground. He's going 4 wide with his teammate. Bumping and banging, and now the 77 up in the wall, but is able to save it. 77 went up in the wall, nearly turned, able to continue. Still 4 wide with Clark McKee. Down on the bottom he goes, and now the 3 Isaiah Burness trying to sneak in. Nathaniel O'Hare and Allison Ray, both teammates, bumping and banging each other. And now Zachary Fitzwater in the mix. He knows he needs a good race here to get himself in the championship 4. His last chance for a championship with that 4 team. Gonna try to gain positions now. Down the bottom he goes, trying to make something happen here. And in the second stage at Phoenix, and he was in the back of the pack though. He's gonna try to gain some ground, pick up some big points. Only 2 playoff drivers are able to earn stage points in the first one. Second one, second one, anything could happen. 77 looks low on Nathaniel O'Hare. Will this be an opportunity for the 4 to take? And here he goes down low, trying to get by Nathaniel O'Hare. Trying to get by the 5 car to gain another position, and there he goes again. The 4 car trying to bring up the positions and trying to move on up to try to score some stage points. Alexander Rowe, what a start he got. He's in the lead. 54 car, he was eliminated from the playoffs early on, but Alexander Rowe's looking for redemption. Here comes Lautaro. Into third he goes. A big spot here. He was, I believe, third in the first stage, so he's back to where he was at the end of stage 1. 20 car down to the second spot. And now it's a battle between the playoff cars, between Cardoza and Lautaro. Battle for second and third. Skylar Taylor goes into the top 5. Skylar Taylor moving on up over Chris Leone. Skylar's up to 4th now. 42 car. Trying to gain another spot there. We've seen Skylar Taylor compete for some wins down the line, but just not been able to get the leaders in that car. So not sure if Skylar will be back next season, and rather in the same ride. It will depend on whether teams will go with their drivers next year, or will they go with a different approach. I'm sure that a lot of drivers will be available next season, and there are going to be a lot of movements going around back and forth. John Andrews is getting passed by his teammate, James Richardson. And I know it might not be a good teammate, but with Richardson's season, how it's been going so far, I mean, he really needs results. He needs a big result here today, or maybe even next week at Daytona. Just things have not been going great for James Richardson overall this season. So he's looking to turn it around, at least with a good result here today, even if he had to get by his teammate for another position. And now Lautaro is getting passed. Skylar Taylor's up to 3rd now. 42 car moves up to 3rd. Skylar Taylor is now in the 3rd spot, moving on up. So Skylar Taylor just took 3rd spot away from Lautaro. He's going to lose a stage point at least with that move. And he's going to have to try to get it back. So far, Alexander Rowe has been able to maintain the lead. The 54 car has been able to stay in front. And Rowe was close a couple weeks ago from a win, I believe at Homestead, but wasn't able to couldn't quite get that win. But Rowe is going to try to win again in that 54 car. He's going to try to win at Phoenix and add another one for that team. I believe he has 2 wins under his belt right now. I'm looking for a 3rd. Cardoza running in 2nd place, though. She's got to be thinking long term. Got to be thinking how to get in front of the 54 and try to win this race. The stage point she's earned, she's going to have a little bit of a cushion, even without a win. But will it be enough for her to get into the championship 4? Will it be enough for the 20 to make it to the playoffs and make it to the championship 4? Here comes Leone. Now Lautaro is dropping back. Loses another spot. Things not looking too good. He's going backwards. The 10 car gonna go backwards now. 7 gets by. 6 might get by right here. So 10 is just falling backwards now. Lautaro is dropping. He's losing up another position. Now Richardson's gonna get by him, and now the 10 is gonna have to face off against another playoff driver in the 17 of John Andrews. And both these drivers trying to pick up the points, stage points, to make it to the next round, to the championship 4. I keep saying next round, I know, but the next round is the championship 4. Just a handful of laps remaining in stage number 2. Lautaro's in 6th place now. Lautaro and Andrews is now in 7th place. So these two are going to have to battle it out right here to stay inside the top 10. Right now, the top 10 right now, no other playoff driver is really close. Fitzwater's close, though, 12th position. But going to have to try to pick up the pace. He's going to have to try to get the draft here to try to get inside the top 10. Might try to pick it up here. Bernesh is getting passed by Maravilla. Might be an opportunity the 4 is looking for. Zachary Fitzwater trying to get at least 1 stage point and maybe getting inside the top 10 on the restart. In stage number 2 in a clean race for these drivers. I mean, they need a clean race, by the way, because of Martinsville, it was a wreck fest. It was wrecks everywhere. I mean, there was just not a lot of long green flag periods in that race at the paperclip. They were bumping and banging, all trying to get to the win and getting those points, picking up the points to advance into the championship 4. For those 8 drivers to make trying to make it to the championship at Daytona. Durrani, though, won the race, was able to get in the championship 4 with a win. But now all the others, the 7 others, are going to have to get some big points here today. Stage 2, very critical to earn some points. Cardoza's in a great place right now. 9 stage points could be coming her way. But now the 42, though, is trying to get to second place. Taylor looks low. Will he complete the pass on the 20? Let's see. 6 car goes by. Into 4th he goes. And James Richardson goes into 4th. James Richardson trying to gain ground on these drivers. And the 10 of JP Latara right now still is outside the top 5. He's in 6th right now. And Andrews in 7th. But they could still gain ground on these final laps in stage 2 to try to pick up stage points. 8 laps left in stage number 2. Skylar Taylor just moved up to 2nd place. So Skylar's up to 2nd and trying to gain momentum on Alexander Rowe. Richardson in 3rd now. Richardson gets to 3rd. So the 6 car trying to make something happen. Trying to score a win this season and get himself on the board. Even though he's not going to be going for another championship this season, he's still trying to prove everybody he can still win and come up clutch in the dying moments of a season. Taro, Andrews side by side. Latara just went by. And now the 10 has another position. He just went by Chris Leone. These 3 are now together. Cardoza, Lataro, Andrews. Could we see these 3 in the championship 4? Could it be a preview of what's to come for the championship race? 20 car right now inside in 4th. Lataro's 5th. Andrews is 6th. Zachary Fitzwater still 12th. Still outside the top 10 in points. But what an improvement, though, for Andrews. He didn't score stage points in the first stage, but in the second, they made much-needed adjustments. They've been able to work inside the top 10, able to get to 6 and earn big stage points that they need for them to stay inside the top 4 and possibly try to move on into the championship race at Daytona. Andrews right now is 5 points back of Ormond, and with Ormond's day not going in his way, 36, there's a very good chance that Andrews could get by Ormond to advance into the championship 4. Second place is now going to go to James Richardson, trying to get the second spot before the end of stage 2. James Richardson been trying to narrow down the lead on Alexander Rowe. We know he can narrow down the lead. We know he can go for the race lead and compete against the big veterans as a former champion. So Richardson just went by Skylar Taylor to 3rd. And now 4th is Cardoza, 5th is Lataro. Maybe this might be an opportunity for them to gain another spot or 2 before the end of the stage. This caution-free second stage, it's been also caution-free in the first stage, but Richardson gets by. He's 2nd now. And now in 4th is Cardoza. And now I'm sure Richardson won't be able to reach Alexander Rowe before the end of the stage, but he's trying to, think about strategies and see if how he can get farther and make it to win the race at the end and the final stage. But final lap here in stage number 2, and Alexander Rowe's got it. He's got this down in the bag right now. Richardson got a big gain, a big push there on the bottom, but it might not be enough for him to get to the stage victory. And here comes Rowe. Alexander Rowe is going to win stage number 2 at Phoenix, dominates the second stage, and we'll see if he can hold on for the race win in the desert. So on the playoff cars, Cardoza ends up 4th, Latara 5th, and Andrews 6th. And Zachary Fitzwater stays in 12th, not able to gain in terms of the points. And a look at the other drivers in the playoffs. And Ormond, as I mentioned, 36, a lap down, so not a good race for him. Durrani 29th, Rich Roy 30th, and Francis 31st. So those guys who are out in front in the points coming in today, they are struggling at Phoenix. And it's possible that those three who came in on the top of the rankings might not be on the top of the rankings after this race. Wouldn't that be a shocker? But we will add the points at the very end. We'll see how many of those top drivers will be bumped out and out of contention to win the championship. So anyway, stage 3 is coming up next. Alexander Rowe will lead the field down to the green again. Going back to the green flag, almost 30 laps to go. Here we go, back to green flag racing at Phoenix. Richardson gets the jump. He is up and running. James Richardson leading the race. 3 wide in the middle pack, all trying to get a spot, trying to get themselves into the championship 4. 10 car on the outside. 20 in the middle. Now on the outside, Andrews in the middle. All trying to stay above and try not to wreck each other. But there has not been a wreck today. Now the 10 car trying to go inside the top 5. Here comes the 20. Cardoza up high. And so is the 10. Is Cardoza going to move to the bottom? Not going to be able to. Here comes Gomes. Matt Gomes, Ronimar Vila trying to gain more spots on the draft. Cardoza goes to the bottom, moves down low to try to pass the 10. Both are trying to get inside the top 5 at least. Maybe it'll be enough points for them to advance. Andrews getting bumped out. He's getting passed by Marvila, and Luke Law also getting the pass on the 17. Latar moves to the bottom. He's going to the bottom. He got Leone. He's going to try to get Rowe. Some smoke there in turn 2. I wonder what happened. But anyway, 4th place is the 10 of JP Lataro. He gets 4th. He's going to get 4th spot away. So now he's 4th and trying to get 3rd place away from Rowe. Lataro is 4th. He's in a good place for points right now. He earned stage points in both stages. So that'll help him out a lot for him to advance into the championship 4. But will it be enough for the 10 to advance into the championship 4? Cardoza 6th, Gomes 7th, Andrews running 9th, Andrews inside the top 10. No more stage points. Now it's all about the race points. It's all about finishing. And finishing it's all about getting the good finishes now. So let's see if I can find more playoff cars. All in the back. Zachary Fitzwater, well, he took a tumble in stage number 3. He's 24th right now. Zachary Fitzwater was 12th at the end of the 2nd stage. He took a big tumble. He's on the outside. And right now, chances for him to advance to the championship 4 looking bleak. For this driver in his final season as a competitor. Final season overall in the Ultimate Series. And Zachary Fitzwater looks like a championship may or may not happen. Here in his final season. A miracle's gonna have to happen at this point for him to get enough points to make it to the championship 4. Battle for position between Jamal Jackson and Nathaniel O'Hare, both drivers. We saw them earlier get off to hot starts, but they have cooled off after that and just not able to compete to win now. So Lataro, though, is trying to change all that. 3rd place going on Alexander Rowe. See if the 10 can gain a little bit more points inside the stages. He might have earned most points among the playoff cars in today's race if he keeps running inside the top 5. This could be huge for JP Lataro to try to make it to the Championship 4. And he knows he needs to pick up a lot of points to get himself in the Championship 4. Same for Edith Cardoza 6, but we'll see if it's enough for Cardoza to make it to the championship. Andrews in 9th. See if the points they earn will be enough for them to advance into the next round. Boy, this is going to be there's going to be a lot to add, and it's going to come down to the wire. Ebrahimian goes by Matt Hunter. Ebrahimian trying to gain some ground, and although he was out of the playoffs early on, he's trying to end his season out on top. And it's unknown if Ebrahimian will return next season, whether he'll stay with Colleague or maybe try to join Samet Oskan somewhere, his longtime friend. But Ebrahimian does have some promise under his belt with a victory in his name already from Nashville early this season. So I'm sure that some teams might be interested in getting Ebrahimian on their roster. So there you see the 10 car with 20 laps to go, almost 20 laps to go, currently in 4th position. I'm sure he's not going to try to do anything really crazy that would cost him a chance to make the Championship 4, even when you're in stage points. Even when you're in stage points. Now 20 laps to go here in Phoenix. James Richardson hanging on over Skylar Taylor. The 6 car got the restart he needed. He's now out front trying to win at Phoenix. And if he does win, Richardson will get his 20th career win in the Ultimate Series. He would be among one of the all-time legends. He'd be among the all-time legends in his career with a victory here today. But now the 10 car trying to get a 3rd spot, trying to gain another position, one more position to get that extra point to try to get into the Championship 4. He's on the outside though, and that's not where you want to be. Could be an opportunity for Leon to gain ground on the number 10 car. Well, James Richardson though been able to stay steady, like I said, but if he wins again this season, it'll be his 20th career win in the Ultimate Series. The 2-time champion would be among the legends of those who had won 20 or more races in the Ultimate Series, and undoubtedly James Richardson, a legend in the Ultimate Series in all of the seasons. But Richardson trying to add another one here today in his career. We'll see if it will be enough for him to advance. We'll see if it will be enough for him. Anyway, final laps coming down for the 6 car, and the 42 is going to try to do something to try to gain ground on the 6 in these final laps as Skylar Taylor trying to narrow the gap on the 6 car James Richardson. And the 40 and the 54 right now 3rd, trying to find a way to pounce. Cardoza running 6th right now at the moment, so a lot of points right now for the 20. Could try to use a little bit more points. Maybe it might be enough for her to advance into the Championship 4, but we don't know yet. Andrews trying to get inside the top 10, trying to finish inside with some points, a lot of points there. Andrews might be enough for Andrews to advance. Another championship competitors, and now the 4 Zachary Fitzwater still 24th, so not looking too bright for that driver. 36 is Nathan Ormond, and Rich Roy's dropped back to nearly next to last place, and Colin Francis right now 32nd and Rich Roy 33rd. They came in ahead of the pack into Phoenix, but now Francis 32nd, Roy 33rd. It's possible that these two might not be in the Championship 4 next week. So they're going to need some help in order to get into the Championship 4, and time is running out for them to make a move. And it's very unlikely that these two will be able to gain any more spots in these final laps here at Phoenix. Durani's 34th, but he already has a win at Martinsville last week to get himself into the Championship 4 no matter what. So Durrani has that victory to put him into the championship 4. And now we'll have to wait and see which other 3 drivers will join him in the fight for the title. Lataro's in 4th place now, and I'm sure that he's going to try to find a way to get around Rowe for 3rd and maybe get at least one more spot before the race is over. And Lataro, he knows he needs as much points as he can to put him into the championship 4. Cardoza might also be competing to get in the championship 4. So is John Andrews. Could be one of the most unexpected runs of the championship 4 we've ever seen in a long time here in the Ultimate Series. 11 laps remain. Skylar Taylor doing everything he can to try to close in on the lead of the 6 of James Richardson. Richardson just has a strong car in his final stage. He's going to try to hang on to win it here. I believe John Andrews, his teammate, won here at Phoenix earlier this season. So it would be an RFK sweep if Richardson's able to hang on and here today with 10 laps to go. Skylar Taylor, though, we've seen him be very clutch in these races there, but just not been able to win a race. He's trying everything he can to try to narrow the gap on the 6 car. 42, though, has been knocking on the door trying to win a race this season. Skylar Taylor, we know what he can do. I'm sure that some teams are noticing his talent and maybe are trying to get a hold of him, and maybe we'll see if Skylar goes to a new team, or is he going to stick with the legacy team next year? Because the legacy teams are going to be moving Toyotas next season, so they're just preparing themselves for the move to Toyotas eventually. 42 just narrow the gap there on the 6 a little bit. Is it going to be enough though to make a pass? With 8 laps to go now, 8 to go. I think Skylar Taylor might still have a chance there. The final pass was made with 6-7 laps to go for John Andrews on Jamal Jackson at this very track. But we'll see if the 4-2 will be able to get there in time. And now we're going to have 7 laps to go here at Phoenix. 4-2 narrows the gap. So it's on now. It is on. We'll see if Skylar Taylor can make the move on James Richardson. He's up against a 2-time champion, a former champion with 19 career wins he's sitting on in the Ultimate Series. And he's trying to make it 20 here today. Just 6 more laps. 42 trying everything he can. I think he's found a way to try to narrow the gap on the 6. But is he gonna have enough time? Is he going to be able to get by the 6 car before the race is over? Is he going to be able to take the lead? He's narrowing the gap right now, bumper to bumper. Here we go. Got the draft. Here comes Lataro to 3rd place. He's going to try to get 3rd now. 5 laps to go at Phoenix. Skylar Taylor not been able to gain as much as he wanted to, but he's still trying everything he can to get through as Lataro's trying to clear for 3rd place. Lataro's trying to get 3rd place before the race is over. Trying to get another point, maybe a few more points from that 3rd place finish to get him in the championship 4. 4 laps to go. It's between Richardson and Skylar Taylor for the win. James Richardson trying to hang on and win this race here in Phoenix. It'd be his 20th career win in the Ultimate Series. He's trying to make history here today. The restart stage 3 helped him out. Was able to pull away. And he's just 3 laps to go from becoming one of the few drivers to win 20 races in the Ultimate Series. And now the 6 able to widen the gap between himself and the 42. 42 just can't find a way to try to draft him and get a chance to get by him. So 2 laps to go. James Richardson out in front. Will he hold on? Skylar Taylor, though, narrowed the gap a little bit, I noticed, but not quite enough to make a move. White flag next time by for James Richardson. trying to add another victory to his career. He won here back in season 25. So that's like 22 seasons ago, 21 seasons ago. So he's going to try to do it again this time in the repaved track as the white flag waves with 1 lap to go. I think that might be the best lap Richardson has had yet. And that might be enough for him to seal the deal and get his 20th career win in the Ultimate Series. Into the final turn. Just one more turn to go for James Richardson. Here he comes. The 6th car off the final corner is going to take the checkered flag. James Richardson wins at Phoenix and gets his 20th career win in the Ultimate Series. Lautaro ends up in 3rd place. Cardoza ends up in 6th place. And Andrews ends up in 7th place. Will that be enough for those 3 to be in the Championship 4? We'll add up the points at the end. But will that be enough for those 3 to go above into the Championship 4? We'll have to wait and see if it will be enough for them to make it to the Championship for a shot at the title. And we'll take a look at the rest of the results when we add up the points, so we'll be back. Alright guys, here we go, the moment of truth. Let's reveal who's in the Championship 4 heading to Daytona. But first, the results from Phoenix. You can pause the video to find out where you finished in the race. And we saw some Championship 4, some contenders in the playoffs finishing deep in the field. So how will this affect the running of the Championship 4? We're about to find out. We're about to add up all the points. First with Cullen Francis, 4,068 he came into the race. Earned 5 points from that race, and his total is now at 4,073 points. Zachary Fitzwater came in with 4,065 points, earned only 12 points today, so his total is now at 4,077 points. So he's above Cullen Francis right now for the time being. And Nathan Ormond finished in last place, only earned 1 point. That puts him at 4,055 points. So now Ormond is the first one that would be out if another driver passes him. Rich Roy will add his points first. He had the fewest of the bottom 4. So Rich Roy's total 4,031. And he only earned 4 points, so it's 4,035. And that means Rich Roy, we know, is out of the playoffs and he will not be in the Championship 4. Let's add up John Andrews' total. 4,049 he came in today. So his new total stands at 4,084 points. He earned 35 points from the race at Phoenix. And that is going to be enough for him to be in the Championship 4. So John Andrews is in and Nathan Ormond is out. So Ormond is the second driver that will not make it to the Championship 4. And now let's add up the points for JP Lautaro. 4,047 points he had before Phoenix. He earned 48 points today. Yes, 48 points you can see on the left of your screen. So his total is now standing at 4,095 points. So we now know that JP Lautaro is in. And that is going to put Cullen Francis out of championship contention. So he has been eliminated from the playoffs and will not be in the Championship 4. It all comes down to Edith Cardoza and Zachary Fitzwater, who will make it into the championship. Cardoza had 4,022 points coming into today to Phoenix and earned 48 points total, the tied for the second most among the drivers in this field. When we add up all the points together for Cardoza with 48 plus the 4,022 she earned so far, the total stands at 4,070 points. And by 7 points, Cardoza will not make it to the Championship 4. But by 4 points over Francis, Zachary Fitzwater is the last driver in the Championship 4. So Zachary Fitzwater makes it to the Championship 4 and will be battling for a title. He'll have to go up against John Andrews, Ryan Durrani, and JP Lataro for the title. So those are your Championship 4 competitors at Daytona next weekend. One last look at the standings below to show all the points are correct for every driver. And Durrani already got in with a win last week at Martinsville. So we know that Durrani was in the Championship 4 no matter what. He did end up 34th, by the way, in case you were wondering. But Durrani is in, and so is JP Lataro, John Andrews, and Zachary Fitzwater. Those are the 4 in the championship for the title at Daytona next week. And Cullen Francis, by 4 points, will miss out on the championship 4, and just a 4-point margin separating him and Fitzwater. Cardoza falls short despite valiant efforts, but it wasn't enough for Cardoza. Zachary Fitzwater did come up clutch when he needed to, and was just able to squeak by to get himself in the in the final spot in the championship 4. Cardoza, Francis both eliminated, so is Nathan Ormond and Rich Roy. They have all been eliminated from playoff contention. So now we know that Durrani, Lataro, Andrews, and Fitzwater will battle for the title. So you don't want to miss this season finale at Daytona. It'll all come down to this. So until next time, we'll see you later.